Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to this next video where I'm going to basically give a rundown of getting everything ready for sales. All right, in the last couple videos, we went through the basic strategy, getting your store set up, going through and building a store, and I showed you everything up to this point, how to build this store, which we're going to be using. This is the boldandsocial.com store, which is going to be the main store that I'm building with you and going to take to completion and all the way through the process to sales. So the next part that we want to get done is going to be just getting everything set up, basically your apps and your Facebook page for how you're going to, what I like to call money-making systems. You're going to have these money-making systems running for you to make sure that you're constantly maximizing on your traffic and making as much money as possible. And the beautiful part is that Shopify makes it very, very easy to do this with some apps that are already out there. All right, so right now, all you probably have installed is what I have installed, the improved contact form, which we did in the last video. So if we come over here to the App Store, the first one I'm going to show you, and I have some screenshots prepared as well from my current store that I'm running. First one I'm going to show you that we're going to do is called the Abandonment Protector, okay? This is basically, it protects your cart abandonment. What you're going to find when you start getting a lot of traffic is you're going to have a lot of abandoned carts, all right, which is basically when people add something to a cart, they get to the checkout process, and then for whatever reason, they don't actually complete the checkout and make a purchase. All right, these people are obviously very interested in the product, and for whatever reason, they didn't finish the purchase. Now, that's not always, people always get upset and they're like, well, is it because I'm charging too much? Is it because of my shipping, and different things? It's not always because of that. Sometimes it may be because of a situation where there was shipping involved and they didn't know or something like that. But for the most part, it could be just because something happened, something came up. They were on their phone, they were going through, they were about to purchase, and then somebody called them, right? Or they were at work and something happened and, they got called in to do something, or they were home and they've got kids and their kids, caused a mess, or, there's a million different things that could happen to distract somebody from completing that purchase, and then they forget, right? We've all been there before. We've all been in the middle of doing something else comes up, and then we completely forget about the thing that we were doing. So what the Abandonment Protector does is it allows you to set up an email series that will automatically go out to anybody who forgets to complete the purchase or doesn't complete the purchase. All right, you can see it comes with a free trial for 21 days. It's only $8 a month. This, though, I consider an essential app. I want to show you here on mine just a quick screenshot of the past 30 days. If you can see that there from the 26th, you can see I just took this screenshot earlier here. So for the past 30 days, August 26th to September 26th, this is my my main store running right now, and this has saved me a lot of money. All right, a major return on investment. This app has cost me $8 in that 30-day period, and you can see that it has recovered 174 orders for me through the email system, which is a total of almost $5,000. All right, so for an $8 investment, I made back $5,000 basically, and that's a 4.4% recovered orders rate. All right, so that's not bad. Obviously, the higher the percentage, the better, but 4.4% of recovered orders is really good. Now, that's just basing it off of the abandoned orders to recovered. That's the percentage of that. If you really look at it, it's actually almost 1 in 5 that this has helped me recover out of total amount of abandoned orders. So that's pretty awesome, right? And so that's why this is something that I absolutely think you should have set up before you even start running traffic, because you're going to get abandoned carts. It's just the nature of the game when it comes to e-commerce. You'll approve the charge. All right, so now you're in, and you want to set up your email templates before you can enable it. So I'm actually going to give you my exact email templates. All right, So let's go to that. Okay, finally. All right, so they'll have these templates on the side here. I usually use, I mean, their templates are good, right? I usually use this one, I think. Yeah, this is the one that I use for all of them, but I change the stuff in here. So my first one I do 30 minutes, okay? Now you're going to want to add your logo in here. So give me a second to pause this and go find my logo and add it. Basically all you're going to do, well here I guess I'll show you the whole thing. So let's click on this. I want to make the background transparent or white, one or the other. Background. There we go. Set to transparent. All right, so you'll just click in there and set it to transparent. I think it looks a lot better. I think it looks pretty poor with it all colored in like that, especially if you have a logo with a white background. So you might as well just set it to transparent, and then you're going to want to load your logo in there. So give me a second to find it. All right, so I have it in there now. You'll see all you do is you click replace, you go find the logo on your computer, and then save it in there, and then save it again, and then it'll put it in there. Nice and simple, okay? And then the text that I use, I'm going to show you as well. So I keep this hi client name thing in there. I think that works. I take it down a font. I don't know why they make it so big. And then I have up here, here's the first one, all right? So we'll come in here and we'll just paste that in. Now here's my strategy, all right? Now, so not everybody does this. Some people like to go for a different type of strategy in the beginning, but I start right out offering a 20% discount, okay, because I want the sale. Some people start out with just an email and say, hey, you forgot your order, and then on the second email, they move to the 20% discount. You can try that if you want to try to squeeze out some extra dollars by, not giving them a discount right away. But I just go for it right away because I like it, it works. So what we're going to do here then is we're going to bold this stuff a little bit. Your special discount code, change the text color, just make some stuff to stand out, right? Remember to use discount code save 20 at checkout, right? So make it nice and clear, and then that's what it looks like in there. You don't need to mess with this because this is automatically going to show them the product name, price, and image of what they were looking at. And then I do change the button as well. So you'll double click on the button, and then you can come in here and change the text. And I usually put something like that, and then I just have to take the font size down a little bit, make the button wider. Right, that's pretty good. Font color, I usually change to white. I think it looks better. Maybe take that up a little bit more. Let's take this up to 300. All right, and then save button. Now you can do blue, you can do green, you can do whatever you want. As long as the color stands out, I think you'll be good. So I'm going with a blue theme here because I have blue in the logo. So we're going to do that. And then down here, of course, I'm going to change this to, why did it do that? Whoa. Okay, so we put a message in there like that. Let me save that message actually because we're going to end up using that again. Put that right here. Now we don't want to forget to change the title either. I use a different title than what they use. And then down here, keep that, but just change the email address, of course. You don't want your personal email address in there. Save. And then I get rid of this because I don't have one of those pages for every one of my stores. Now, if you do have a page, you just add the links right here, all right? But I don't think it's really necessary. I'm not really trying to draw them attention to my pages. I'm trying to draw their attention to clicking on this product and purchasing. So I'm just going to remove that. And then this is what my first template looks like, all right? Your cart is waiting for you. Here's 20% off. We're going to enable that, save changes, and then you can see everything here, all right? So that's email number 1. And then I'm actually just going to, you make it real easy for yourself. I'm going to clone the template 2 of general campaign, and go right in there. All right, so now we'll go over to the second because they're going to be very similar, all right? So my second one, I send it 6 hours, different subject line. Basically, you always want to use a different subject line because, you know, maybe that first subject line didn't trigger anything and, you know, the second subject line will, or maybe they didn't see the order. But chances are if they didn't respond to the first one, they may not have even seen it. So I keep the text very similar, all right? As you can see, it's very similar. It doesn't really change much because I don't think it's necessary. You know, once they make a purchase, they'll stop getting emails, or if they unsubscribe. So it's very much the same thing, just worded a little bit differently each time. Keep the same button. That button is automatically coded to go to this product, by the way. And then everything here is the same, all right? So that's the second template. And then we're going to clone this again for the third template. All right, and now this third template, enable 24 hours, I keep the same. And then new subject line, oh no, looks like you haven't completed your order. Here's 20% off. Goes in there. And then again, very similar text, but just a little bit different. Actually, this may even be the same exact text as the last one because you know, sometimes they just don't see it again. So chances are by email 3, they either haven't seen the email, they've unsubscribed, or they've already made a purchase, in which case they wouldn't get email 3. So, you know, getting the email 3 and sending the same one is really just trying a different subject line and a different attempt to try to get into their inbox and get their attention, which is why we use the different amounts of time. You know, and we're not being annoying really because we're sending them these discount codes. All right, so that's everything there, and save changes for the third one. So now that easy, that quickly, we have our campaign set up. You know, you can see how quick that was, especially since you're going to have the same exact text to use. And you can experiment if you want, and there are other apps that will allow you to do more than 3 emails. I have just never, you know, personally, with what I have going on, I'm happy with it right now. All right, I try to keep things very simple. And that's what allows me to run such a business that allows such a great lifestyle because I keep it simple, I keep it automated, and it works. All right, so this is what I recommend for you in getting started. There are other email, abandoned cart, you know, things out there, but they're also a lot more expensive. So this is really, really great return on investment for the value. All right, let's go to settings really quickly here. Make sure everything looks good. You always want to check the settings and make sure you're good. See, I want to change that to my real, or my store address, of course. And save. I don't want a copy sender name. Change that. So whatever you want to call it. Now, another thing that you can do, just so you know, is you can put somebody's name in there. I don't do this. I mean, I have done it in the past, but you know, you can create as many names as you want for your business. So if you wanted to, you could create a name for your emails and sign them from Laura, you know, at Bold and Social, right? So it seems like it's a friendly email that they're getting, which is actually a pretty good tip. I don't know why I'm not using it right now. I might go back and change that. But basically it would look like this. I don't know why it takes so long to load the email templates. Okay, so basically that would look like this, where you could then say something like, okay. Now, you know, yeah, that's a name that I just completely made up, right? But number one, I think that you know, it adds that friendly touch. And number two, what difference does it make who the name is? You don't want to use, you can use your own name if you want to, but again, you know, you don't have to. Using a different name gives the impression of a larger business and an actual team. And these are things that are just very simple ways to make your store look more professional. So as a matter of fact, let's add that in. Let's save changes and add that in. Whoa, 30 hours. How did that happen? 6 hours. Because I do like that, and I think that it's something that that works. And then when I go back to the other thing, I'm going to change it to coming from Laura at Bold and Social, right? And so that's something that can, you know, just add that extra touch. A lot of times people want to know what the secret is. Well, the secret is in the details, all right? Okay, so we've made that change. Let's go back to settings now. And let's change this name to Laura S. Or Laura from Bold and Social. Right, so it's a name. And they see a name, they're more likely to open it. Alright, these are all just ways to help with your emails getting opened and all. So that's all set correctly. So that's good. Alright, so we are now activate widget. So last thing you want to do is enable the widget. Okay. So now everything is ready to go, and we will automatically be sending that email sequence out to every single person that abandons a cart in our store. All right. Very easy. And if you already have a store going and you haven't done it, you can, I think you can, there will be a function where you can send it out to abandoned carts in the past, right? All right, so anyway, now let's move into the next one. Let me refresh this. Okay, so that's in there. Now for the next one, what we want to do before we get started, the next one is going to be our retargeting, all right, which is another important thing. So what we want to do for that is create a page, all right. Now, a lot of people get confused with this part of the process, especially with the strategy that I shared earlier that said we're going to have a page, a niche-specific page for every, you know, every collection product type deal that we want to launch, right? Where, as for an example, if we want to sell dog stuff, we would create an I Love Dogs page, and we would sell this stuff for that through there, and we're not selling through our store page, Bold and Social. I'm not going to sell my products through that. However, I am going to retarget through my Bold and Social page, because once people have already been to my store, all right, and they've seen the product, now they are familiarized and they've been exposed to what the brand is. They see that the store is Bold and Social. So if they get retargeted by a Facebook page called Bold and Social with the product that they were looking at, it makes sense now, as opposed to just trying to sell to people right out the gate before they've ever even seen what the website is. All right, I hope that makes sense. So what we want to do here is we're going to use this app. Visit Shopify App Store. There are different ways to retarget. For now, I'm going to show you the easiest one that I've been doing, and it's this right here. It's called the Retarget app. Okay, it's free to install, but basically what it does is charges you a 10% fee on your ad spend. So if you're spending $5 a day retargeting, then you're spending 50 cents a day in cost to them. To give you an idea of this one, in my other store, you can look at it right here. This is how it's been working for me. So far, I've spent $761 in ad spend, which means total, I've also given them $76. All right, so total, I've spent about $850. Oh, I'm sorry, $860. And I've brought in a revenue of 10 times that. All right, so I brought in a profit of $8,000. If you take out that 76 in app cost, then you're still at a profit of $7,900, and that is an outstanding return on investment. All right, so that's why I call these money-making systems, because once you set this up, this just runs automatically in the background. Okay, so in order to do this, we need to have a Facebook page. All right. And so for our retargeting, we're going to create a page that is going to be for that. All right, so I'm going to create a brand page, come down the website, and I'm going to name it what our site is, Bold and Social. All right. So you can put the website in here. You can try to create a Facebook address for it as well if it hasn't been taken. And for what the page is about, I'm actually just going to come back to my About page. All right. We're just going to put that in there for now. All right, save info. Profile picture. All right, let me pause this and upload my stuff again. All right, so this is what it will look like. I skipped those couple steps, but everybody knows how to create a page. It's not tough. You upload your profile picture. I skipped a preferred page audience, and I skipped adding it to my favorites. I don't do any of that. So it'll take you to your page. You upload a cover photo. I realize this is a little pixelated here. That's because I just wanted to upload what I had for now. I can go back and rework that in the future, but I'm just trying to get through this video and show you what it should look like. So this is basically what you'll do. You'll get everything uploaded. You can drop a post in here or something, which I would recommend maybe doing just one post and something like "Welcome to our new store where we're basically exactly what I already said. But again, this isn't really where people are going to be going. They're not going to be looking you up here. All right, you're just doing this to have a page that you can retarget through. Now, one thing I do recommend doing is adding a button that goes right to the contact page. All right, you can add in a contact us button, and that's pretty easy. It's just going to be right to your page address. So like that. That way, if they do come to your page and they want to see how to contact you, they can click on this, and then all they have to do is click test button, and that should take them. Oh wait, oh pages. I didn't do it right. All right, so you gotta make sure you get the address right. Hit a button. All right, so then it'll take it right to the contact page so they can contact you for there. And now you're basically set up, all right? This is all you need to be able to do to retarget people on Facebook automatically with the retarget app. All right, so once you've done that, now you can come back and log into Facebook, which it'll do automatically if you're already logged in. And then you'll select the page. It'll go through and give you this little message here. So you'll have to go log into your business account, and then once it does that, it'll say all done. And then it'll show up. You might have to refresh it a few times. Mine, for some reason, hasn't shown up yet, but it will. And then you'll just click all done, and you'll be done. All right. So I'm just going to move on because the one thing you want to remember is you have to also go to your business manager and claim the page as well. So you'll do that, and then you'll be good. So it'll say all done, and then that's it for setting up your apps. And basically then when you come through, give me a second here so I can get, let me refresh it again, and hopefully we can get this taken care of, because I do need to, I guess, see that to be able to go to the next step. Okay, there we go. Finally got it refreshed, and then I can click the button that says all done, and I can show you what I actually do when I set up here. So when you run your first campaign, this won't spend money unless you're actually getting visitors. And they recommend here, by dollar amount, recommended budget per day by your visitors. Okay, so I found this to be pretty accurate. I'm doing the $20 a day right now, and I found it to be pretty accurate. I'd start out with $5 and see how it works for you. All right. And then the text that I've been using is, again, with the discount code. I give them this 20% discount. All right. Don't miss your chance to save 20% on your favorite items today. Use discount code SAVE20 for an extra discount. And then it'll automatically show them any items that they looked at on your page. So you can do all of that, and then you can start campaign, and you'll have to put your card number in. So just give me a second to do that. And then once you're done, your campaign will be in review, and it'll get reviewed and approved probably within 24 hours, as long as everything is cool. And then you'll be able to pause it in here as well when you come back. You'll just be able to, when you come back to your apps and you go into here, you'll be able to pause it up here if you want to, once it's been approved. All right, so that's everything right now for the money-making systems I believe that you should have set up. All right. Going into it. Now, some of you might be like, well, what about the Verify app, or what about the Notify app? I used to use Notify. If you're unfamiliar with these apps, don't even worry about it, because you don't need them. For those of you who are familiar with it, I used to use Notify, and then I did a test without it, and my store sales have not decreased at all. In fact, my best months have been without the Notify app. And the Verify app I've never liked. I personally find it a little bit spammy. So I think it can work with certain promotions, but again, I don't use it. And then the SEO apps are something that I don't use right now, because I don't have like a long-term store that I'm building out, all right, based around an SEO term. So if you do have something like that, Shopify has all kinds of apps in their store for all kinds of different things. So again, I'm showing you what I use, but you can search all these apps by these different categories to make things easier, better for yourself. But in the beginning, I wouldn't worry about it too much. All right. Another app that is out there that people ask about is the Pixel. There's a Pixel app, Pixel Perfect. Facebook pixels made easy. These cost money though. All right, I'm going to talk about Facebook pixels in the next video. So I know we haven't done that yet, but I'm splitting the content up. So we'll do Facebook pixels in the next video. That you can use an app. I think I am going to test an app on this store, but I think I'm going to use the Shopify app, which is here, which is also $15. So oh, it went up in price. So maybe I won't be using that. I'll probably use the Pixel Perfect app then. Which is $15 a month. It comes with a free trial. As a matter of fact, I'll install it now. We'll talk about it more in detail in another video, though. And what this does is allows you to put your Pixel into your store without having to do any coding or anything like that. So it can be worth it at the $15 a month because it just makes it very easy to track your sales consistently. Where if you don't have it, so I have to come here and put all my stuff in. So I'm not going to do that yet. So we'll talk about that again in a different video. The last thing that we need to do, obviously we've been telling people we're giving them a discount. Don't do what I did the one time and start running these things without creating a discount code. So the one that I use is the Save 20, and what it is a 20% discount off of all orders. Unlimited, limit one use per customer is usually what I do, and no expiration date. So that's the way I set up my discount codes. You can make it whatever you want. You can give them 10%. There's all kinds of discount codes you can do, but I do save 20% because I charge for shipping. So 20% usually ends up being about the shipping charge. So they kind of get it for free shipping, and people like to get a discount. They like to get a deal. So that's how I do that. And then anybody that puts save 20 in at checkout will be able to use that code to save an additional 20%. So that's everything for this video. Get those apps set up and you will be on the way. You'll have your money-making systems in place and you'll be ready for the next stuff where we start actually adding the products and getting some traffic to our stores. All right, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you in the next video. Have a great day.